didn't have rear brakes, and only had half the braking power, only had front brakes. One of the reasons it turned sideways a lot on me. There were suspension problems, which is another reason it turned sideways. See, what happened was there was oncoming traffic, and it was coming where dirt road meets a concrete road, and there was some lady in a minivan doing what I do and what everybody else probably watching this does. You know, right where a concrete road meets a dirt road, you get all those really deep potholes, and usually up in the middle of the road is where there's no potholes, and you try to avoid them to save your car a little bit. Everybody does it. It's not her fault that she ran me off the road. My dad and everybody that goes up there is like, oh, she should have stopped. But right where the concrete meets the road there, meets the dirt, is a little bit downhill once you go over it. I don't think she was looking back. I don't think when she noticed that I was too far over or that anything happened to my car, I honestly don't think she knew that she ran me off the road. But where my tires hit the berm of the road on the side, well, first off, I hit the berm of the road, and that grabbed the front tires and turned me sideways, but that truck also had a big problem with the back end kicking out on me. Like a lot. And that didn't help at all either. Because I crashed the fuck out of that truck. Well, now I'm driving a Hyundai Accent. You wanna know what? I'm driving back and forth to Lansing for my DEP meetings with the Navy, and I love that little car. This car is the best. I got 44 miles a gallon on the highway. Car weighs like 1,800 pounds with a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder. It's a stick shift, which I hated in the beginning, but I'm getting used to it. My truck was a stick shift, but it was just different because it was a truck. Little car is a stick shift. It's tedious, but I don't think about it anymore, so I don't care. Honestly, I was driving an automatic. I was driving my grandpa's car about a week ago to take him up to the laundromat, and I forgot. I went to go stop, and well, when you stop in a stick shift, you have to push the clutch down to disengage the transmission from the motor so that you can stop, or you just lock the motor out, or you can't stop. Because the brake is the back or whatever wheels you have driving your vehicle. My Honda's a front wheel drive, so when you hit the brakes, if you don't have the clutch in it, the motor's still pushing the tires. And well, I always pick my foot up, my left foot, where usually you wouldn't use your left foot, and I accidentally pushed the brake and the gas pedal at the same time, trying to stop, which was great. I mean, it didn't kill us. My grandpa just kind of gave me a dirty look and didn't really make fun of me for it, but whoops, that was fun. So life's pretty good. What is that? Oh, that's the string after the tree blind that puts you hook your bow to or your gun to or whatever. Okay. So I've been driving that. My brother, Sean, helped me get into the Navy. Now, my 4 older sisters, only one of them is related. The other sister of mine that is related, her name's Jessica. She lives 30 minutes from me, but I've seen her like 2 or 3 times in the last couple of years. Mainly just on holidays when she visits. Last couple of times have been because I went and visited her just to see her kids. She has Logan, Lily, Kayla, Marissa, and her stepson Jacob. He's my age, so he's pretty fun to hang out with too. My nephew Logan, he's probably the coolest kid in my family. He's just absolutely awesome. And I like to go visit them. And my niece Kayla, she's a brat. Yeah, Lily and Marissa, those 2 are redheads. And those are just the babies. Lily's rambunctious. She's like, well, I want a hug, and if you don't give me one, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, she has that kind of personality. It's just hilarious to see the little tiny person, like 3 feet tall, just like, I want a hug from my uncle, or I'm getting angry. It makes my heart warm. I love it. So, she's still my sister, and I still love her. And I have my sister Teresa and my brother Sean. Teresa is one of like Elizabeth, Teresa, and Crystal. Well, those three are they're all awesome. I haven't seen her talk to Elizabeth very long time. Crystal passed away. And well, technically, they're all three of them are my cousins, but they were adopted and stuff happened. And I'm not gonna go into on video because it's kind of really messed up, skeletons in the closet family stuff. But my dad adopted them, brought them into our house and everything. They're my older sisters. They were awkward when I started talking to my sister. When I started talking to her again, Teresa, she was really awkward. She didn't know how to talk to me because it had been so long. And she didn't know if she wanted to be like my sister or my cousin. I don't know. I was just calling her sis right off the bat, and I guess her kids were confused and stuff. She talks to her mom again now. I don't know, there was some confusion in the family, but I fixed it. She knows she's my older sister. She knows I love her. And her son Eric, and her daughter Deanna. They're my little niece and nephew, even if they want to call me cousins so that they don't feel so much younger than me. Because Eric's the same age as me pretty much too. He's 17. I'm 19. Only a couple of years older than him. I got it back on track. It was awkward for like a minute. And then my brother Sean, who's in the Navy, he really influenced me and helped me, and he's been guiding me. He knows a lot of stuff. He's been in the Navy for 22 years at this point, and he's a chief. He's a chief in the Navy. And can't remember what's the name for. He's basically a fire crew, is what his actual job is. Other than him just being a chief, and he's in recruiting right now. But his actual job in the Navy is fire crew maintenance or something like that. He basically fixes the ship. He fixes whatever ship he's on. Kind of like me, I'm an AD. I fix my planes, he fixes ships. And if there's a fire on the ship, he's the guy who goes and puts it out. I know his badge work, other than his anchor that he got from being a chief, his badge work is a wrench and a fire axe. Can't remember the name of his job though, but he's really cool. He's influenced me. He's taught me so much, honestly. If I can utilize I'm not gonna be able to, because when he tells me all this stuff, he talks for a good hour each time, usually in car rides, and I try to soak up every ounce of information he gives me, but it's just it's a lot. But if I can utilize just a fraction of what he's telling me, because his mindset is the Navy is the biggest corporation or business in the United States, and he's right, it is. And if you use it, military, they use you, you use them. It's a two-way circle if you know how to do it. People are like, well, you got your superior. What do you do if he gets angry? Guess what? There's ways to get your superiors in trouble if they're starting to screw with you and stuff. There's ways to do everything. There's ways to get promotion. How do you get up a rank? Be better than everybody else. Is that easy? No. But you got half of the people there going to the bar once a weekend. You got more than a 50-50 shot. Because if you're actually trying and you're buttoned down, you're focusing, you can do it. You can get ahead. From my understanding. Not in the Navy yet. We'll see how much I actually come through on what I'm saying. And we'll see how far I can go. What else? Man, I feel like I've just been that's what these YouTube videos are. Is I just ramble. I get bored or I get some free time, and I just start talking and talking and talking. It's kind of like it's not really a diary. It's just like, how would I explain it? It's kind of like, yeah, it's like a fucking diary. But, meh. I'm okay with that. It's 2018. I can have a diary that all my friends and everybody looks at. Fuck. Maybe not the best idea. I'll live with it. I can be honest with my emotions. That's another thing I've been working on with my wonderful girlfriend, who's been telling me, showing me with her actions the way I cope with things. I was raised by a former United States Marine, and my father, who's twice as angry and bottling things up as my uncle. Well, being raised by two men, both of them come from military bloodlines and everything, which genetics has nothing to do with it. I didn't mean to say like bloodlines, but like being raised in military households for multiple generations, you learn, hey, you know what you do with your emotions? Don't. No, really, don't. And guess what everybody in my family has? Heart disease, high blood pressure, kidney failure from alcoholism, drug addiction. Well, moral of that story is I found a wonderful woman who's already in just 9 months made me a better man in many ways. And one of them is I'm not so bad at bottling things up anymore. I don't do it as much. We talk, we have conversations. At least once or twice a week we ask each other how you doing, physically and mentally. So I live on a farm, do a bunch of stupid crap. Other than walking around the woods talking to myself with a camera pointing at my face. So we check up on each other a lot. I really like that. You know, we talk nonstop, which is wonderful, and I freaking love it. I'm the type of person that I can't handle much like socializing, where I kind of just check out. I don't have it. That's why a lot of the times with my friends like Brendan and Chris and even other friends that I'm not quite as close with as I should be, I don't talk to them every day. It's just I don't have the mental fatigue. I get mentally fatigued, that's what it is. I don't have the mental stamina to keep up with people that much. Because people make me tired. I'm like, I think it's called being introverted or whatever. I don't know. But like, if I go spend the night at a friend's house and I hang out with like 20 of my own friends and people I actually like, even if I don't dislike anybody, I'll be like, I'll go home, I'll hit the bed, I'll just sleep for a fucking day. I'm done. But I can't believe I found another human being on this planet that I can talk to all day, every day, to the point that I know I annoy her sometimes. I know I'm getting annoying sometimes. But I don't care, because I love her and she loves me and she'll live with it. But, actually, Rachel, you're probably watching this. I want you to know, I love you. I love you a lot. Where was I going? Oh yeah, she's helped me in many ways. One of those ways is doing the motions. Another one of those ways is I'm not a self-motivated person. You know, because, you know, eventually someday maybe other people will just randomly click on my YouTube channel and see all this crap. And people that I don't know might see this, but I'm not like self-motivated. I've tried many times to be self-motivated, but unless I have, like, let's say I have 2 credit cards, right? One credit card is mine, the other credit card belongs to a friend of mine. And let's say I go buy 2 dirt bikes, okay? And I have to make payments. I'm the type of guy that, not because of honor or anything else, I would pay my friend's debit card or credit card off before my own. And it's not because of honor or being a good person or doing anything like that. It's just because having the responsibility of somebody else on my shoulders makes me push to be able to do stuff. Honestly, if I was in that situation, I'd pay off both credit cards, because I'm already